All right, so the very first thing you're going to want to keep in mind with this is it is a poster contest. So we are creating a print, copy, custom size graphic, printing either a letter size or a poster size poster. We're not working from a template. However, you're more than welcome to use these templates for personal projects. There's a lot of good templates in there for various art projects and scoreboards and uses. These tools over here are the tools that you can use to add elements, add text, add photos, add icons, add a background. These tools over here are how we edit those things that we've brought in. So I would start by adding some of your photos that you found from your Google search. Hopefully when you found your photos in your Google search, you added them to your Google Drive resources folder. Mine are still in my downloads folder. Once you've brought in an image, you can do several different things with the image. You can enlarge it with the bounding box. You can make it transparent with the opacity tool. You can flip it so that it angles the other way. You can remove the background. So that you wind up with just your main image. You can also make copies of it. By clicking the plus sign up here, you can make a duplicate copy of it. You can adjust the filter settings to make it black and white, to make it colorized. You can blur it. Or you can crop it down into a shape. With the image, you can also add the image to the background. And once you've established your photos and got your images in there, you can then move on to typography. So I'm going to click on the add text, and I will Add some typography to my artwork. Now this white on white doesn't really work very well for being able to see the words, so I might want to change my word color. If I come over here to the right hand side, you see your tools that allow you to edit your colors. You can also edit the font choice or the style of writing. You can edit the size by clicking on the bounding box or by clicking on the size over here. You can space out the letters more by clicking on this button over here. You can make it so that the opacity is down, you can see through it. And we have 3 special effects features down here. We have shape, shadow, and outline. Each one allows the words to pop out a little bit more. Click shape, you can change the color. You can select a shape that goes around it. Now I need to change the size of this thing because it is way too big. I also need to change the color because that yellow does not go with the colors of the Buffalo Bills or this image. So I'm going to select the color and adjust that. I can use the eyedropper tool to come over here and specifically select the blue for the Buffalo Bills. So any color you want to select on the screen, you can use the eyedropper tool to select that color just by hovering over top of the color that you want. And you can change the opacity of that so that you can still see the image in the background. Shadow effect, if you want to put a shadow in there, you can click on the shadow effect and decide what color shadow you want. You can decide where the shadow is going, if it's in the back, going left, up, going down. You can decide how big that shadow is. Lastly, you have your outline feature. Your outline, and all 3 of those special effects features allows your typography to pop out and stand out a little bit more. So I've got my typography, I've got my visual imagery, and the last thing I'm going to do is add a border. Not required, but just something I like to do. So in order to do that, I'm going to add a background border right there. and there is a reasonably decent poster. In order to turn this in, you would click download and attach that file to the Google Classroom assignment, or click share, send to Google Drive, and attach that from Google Drive into Google Classroom.